Well, hello, everyone. Aren't you excited about being here today? Hasn't this been an absolutely outstanding summit? Oh my goodness, the Leaders Live Generously Summit. Dr. Anthony Shannon and his team has done it again. And I am one of the fortunate ones to be a part of this program with all of the amazing speakers that you have already heard, and then those of us who are coming on now and ones that are coming on after me. Thank you so very much, Dr. Anthony Shannon, for this amazing opportunity. I am Dr. Lisa Yvette Jones, your Chief Encouragement, Inspirational, and Empowerment Coach, Counselor, and Consultant, best-selling author, and international speaker. I am also the proud CCO, the Chief Caring Officer of I Care Leadership. Listen, we at I Care Leadership, we are on a mission to aid those aspiring and those seasoned leaders to bring compassionate caring in the corporate culture. Oh, it can happen. And I promise you, I'm a witness that it is, because I have been doing it for years and training other leaders to do the same thing. It is important. Our mission is that we will transform and humanize the employment experience, head, hands, and heart. You know, in today's time, there is so much that keeps us busy. And one of the pillars of our busyness is for us to stop it. I need us to really take a look at what we are doing that keeps us so busy that we are not focusing on ourselves and our well-being as leaders. Yes, busyness does not always mean that it is productive for you, and it can lead to burnout. Now, there's a difference with burnout and stress. Stress is, you can go take a nap and then you're revived again, and then you're feeling fine. You could go get a spa day. You can actually go and get your nails done and your hair done, and then you are fine and you've had that, relaxation, and you've rested for a while, and then that can relieve some of your stress. Now, not all stress is bad stress. Some stress is good stress, okay? We do realize that. However, you do not want to get to the point where you are burned out. And some of those signs of burnout is that you're disengaged, that you no longer care, that you are sleeping and sleeping and sleeping, and you are still not rested. You wake up still as tired as you were when you went to sleep the day before. You can't seem to get a grip. You're snapping. You just can't seem to get oriented. There are studies that show that at least 69% of the current workforce are burned out. Leaders, I'm here to talk to you, to tell you you don't have to get there. And if you are already there, I want you to listen to some of the strategies that I've used to come through a health challenge that really pulled me back to make me think about me first. Okay, listen, Linda, as they say, a leader's life matters too. Your life matters. And I want you to put yourself first on your agenda. 2009 started out for me like any other year. You know how we're going to do it. Come on, January just passed. We are going to the gym. We make those things called resolutions. And then we are going to get healthy. We are going to eat right. Some people start off by doing the Daniel fast and all other kinds of fasts. And then we go to the gym and we're in there. But have you noticed that the gym is so crowded all the way up until maybe like the 15th? Or the 20th. Some of you may even get past the 30th, okay? And many of you will keep that journey on. I'm being a little facetious here and adding a little light to it, but you know how it gets. Most of those avid gym goers will wait until the end of January and they'll start seeing it die down. Well, that's what happened to me in 2009, but it wasn't intentional, because see, in February of 2009, our dear mother of seven children, single parent of seven children, she had a mild stroke. And that devastated our world. So, of course, all of my attention went to my mother. My siblings and I were there. We all did our part. But my attention went to her. day in and day out. I would go to work. I would take care of, business with my family. And then I would make sure I was at the hospital. We had to put ourselves on a schedule. But let me tell you, during that time, my mother came through that. Our mother came through it. She did. In April, she was released from the rehabilitation center. And it was so perfect because April is that time of year where I celebrate my birthday, April 12th. And don't you forget it. My mother was celebrating her birthday on April 18th. And then, of course, Mother's Day was coming the next month. It couldn't have been a more perfect time for our mother to come home. But what I realized is I had not checked in with me. I had not had that yearly appointment. Ladies, you know that yearly appointment, that one where we're at the doctor's office and we're on that cold bench and we have a spotlight on us, okay? Not in the most opportune way. Okay, let's just say that. And we are in a very vulnerable position at that time. Right. That appointment, ladies, also known as the pap smear. It is your yearly appointment, and please keep your appointment. It is crucial. So I thought, why don't I give myself now a gift and then think about me? So I went and had that appointment, ladies. I did. And then a few days later, I received notice from my doctor to come in and see her. And so then I said, I don't understand why I need to come in. Whatever you need to tell me, just tell me now. She said, I need you to come into my office. And the sound of her voice let me know that it was something very serious. I said, I'll be at your office after work tomorrow. I went to her office and she sat me down and said, your results came back abnormal. And I said, so what does that mean, doctor? Just talk to me in plain language. Just let me know. And she said it can mean a number of things, something as simple as a faulty test, or it can be as serious as, yes, cancer. And I said, oh, so in my intelligent brain, it couldn't have been cancer because cancer did not run in my family. That's what I've always known for cancer to do. It had to be someone in your family that had it. That is so wrong. And please do not leave this summit with that thought in your mind. I was totally mistaken. So she set me up for another appointment. That doctor then said, I want to refer you to a gynecologic oncologist. When she said oncologist, I said, doctor, I know those words. I know the term. It is a cancer doctor. Do you see cancer? She said, it's not that I can see it, but I want to rule it out. I then go to that doctor. He did a biopsy. Oh my goodness, ladies, if you have ever had a biopsy, no matter where you have that biopsy, but particularly in our most vulnerable state, yes, those are painful, very painful. But I tell you, I had that appointment. And then a week later, I received notice. Actually, it was less than a week later. I received notice that I was scheduled for surgery, but no one had told me what surgery was about. No one had contacted me to tell me any news. So I'm receiving this notice, and I hear on the other line, Miss Jones, your surgery is scheduled for next week. And here's what you need to do. They didn't check in with me. I said, listen, I'm not sure if you got the right Lisa Jones. And I gave my date of birth. I said, you may have the wrong one because no one's told me about a surgery. And then I heard these words, oh my God. Well, those are not the words you want to hear from a doctor's office. And I said, let's try that again. She said, Miss Jones, no one told you. I said, told me what? She said, Miss Jones, you have been diagnosed with papillary serous carcinoma of the cervix. She said, and it's a very vicious cancer. And I said, did you say cancer? I said, cancer of the cervix? I said, how is that possible? She said, Miss Jones, I'm so sorry no one told you, but it is so vicious. You are already in stage 3. And this one is so vicious that it will eat through your body. And I just want to talk anymore. I'm going to let you speak with the doctor. I said, please do. I made that appointment. And the doctor told me that if I did not have surgery within 7 days, that I could potentially die because it will then attach itself to my internal organs and they wouldn't open me up. I said, doctor, I at least deserve a second opinion. I got that second opinion. And that man looked at me and he did a totally independent pathological report. And he said, Miss Jones, the only thing you need to do is to make a decision. If I'm going to do it, the other doctor or a doctor, but you need to have surgery quickly. I said, I need time. He said, time you don't have. Because if you do not have this surgery within at least the next 7 to 14 days, he said, Miss Jones, you could potentially die. I said, yeah, that's what the other guy said. So how many of you know I'm a woman of faith? I went then on a 3-day fast. I thanked that doctor. I left. I went on a 3-day fast. No water, no food, nothing, just before the Lord for 3 days. And on that third day, I heard these words, you shall live and not die, and this will never return again. I said, that's it. I am going to make sure I let the doctor know. And I got up from there. I gave God a praise that was just out of this world. I did. I woke up my entire neighborhood. I'm telling you, okay, I did. And I knew then at that moment, healing took place in my body. For me to hear, this will never return again. You shall live and not die, and this will never return again. I was just so grateful. Now, this was mid-May. Our son was scheduled to go to camp on June 29th. So I called the doctor. I said, I need to see you right away. He said, good, we'll get the appointment scheduled. I said, oh, yeah, let's get the appointment scheduled for me to see you right away. I'll talk to you about the surgery. I went to that doctor and I said, well, guess what, doctor? I said, I shall live and not die, and this will never return again. He said, oh, yeah. He said, I hear you. That's wonderful wishful thinking. I said, oh, no, doctor. I said, I've gone to the chief physician. He said, you went over my head? I said, I went over all our heads. I went to the chief physician, okay? And he has given me my prognosis. I shall live and not die, and it would never return again. And I just need your tongue to line up with mine, regardless of your faith. I need your tongue to line up with mine. So here's the thing. I am going to have that surgery on June 29th. He said, Miss Jones, you will not make it. You will not make it. I said, doctor, either you're going to do this surgery, I'll find someone else. He then looked at me and he said, why do I get the feeling I'm going to see you on June 29th? You are, let me tell you, it's something to hold on to your faith in these times of trouble. He said, why do I get the feeling I'm going to see you? I said, because you will. I will see you on June 29th. Schedule that surgery for 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to be your first patient. I don't want to be the one that have surgery on for you to do the surgery after you have worked on everyone else. Now, mind you guys, you hear me giving instruction to the doctor because all of this was downloaded to me. And here's another nugget. I want all of you to know, you may not wear a white coat, but you are a partner in your medical health. You are a partner in your medical health. So you may not wear the white coat. Again, you're not trying to be disrespectful, but however, you must be able to articulate any concerns and any well wishes that you want for your health care with your medical physician. Please do not be fearful of that. I want the world to know that you are on notice right now. For everyone who has a physician, become their partner in your health. In your health, okay? You know your body very well. You know your your body better than most doctors, okay? Yes, you know your daughter too. You know it better than most doctors. See, they're going by a lot of what you say, and then they're going to do their research. Of course, they are the professionals, but you know what's going on with you and you know what's happening. So here's the thing. I did not listen to the doctor for that. When he told me that I will not make it, I told the doctor, I need to know if you're going to do the surgery. He said, Miss Jones, I'll see you on June 29th. I said, that you will. And let me tell you, on June 29th, 2009, the cancer was removed from my body, and the doctor came to me. He said, funny thing, it had not spread. I said, you think? So let me tell you, there were many things that I did that really helped me to get to where I am today. One of the things that I found out was the cancer that they diagnosed me with, and notice that I'm saying that what they diagnosed me with, and not that I had. I didn't take ownership of that, okay? I'm not saying that it wasn't in my body, but the words I had cancer never came out of my mouth any of that time, or I am a cancer survivor. You won't hear those things because I am not a cancer. I am a conqueror of stage 3 cervical cancer, okay? I am more than a conqueror, and many of you out there are too, okay? I want you to hold your head up, and I want you to stand firm in your faith and know that God is your deliverer. So I had that surgery, and there was no further spread, and it will be 16 years and forever, but 16 years this year that I have been free forever of that ugliness. But one of the things that I realized is that I was obese. Okay, I was very obese. Now, mind you, I was almost 400 pounds. And not that I didn't realize it, I knew it all along. So then the doctor and I started talking. I said, how is this possible? That cancer could have been in my body. And he told me that cancer hides in fat cells. So I started doing some research. Now, please listen to me and hear me clearly. I am not saying that everyone who is obese or who is overweight or who has fat cells will have cancer. You didn't hear me say that, not at all. But the CDC does have studies that show that there are at least 9 cancers in the United States alone that are related, that has an obesity and cancer linkage. The studies are done, and I do believe the science. Okay, breast cancer, liver cancer, ovarian cancer. There are a number of cancers that have a cancer and obesity link. So we have to be mindful of that. We perish for the lack of knowledge. So what we have to do is do our research. Another thing, the cancer that they diagnosed me with was estrogen producing. So a high estrogen producing cancer, I had to then go in my house and remove everything that has soy in it. I practically emptied my home because I read the labels and soy is in everything. I ate soy. I ate a tofu, everything. I thought soy was the best thing for me. It wasn't. Eggplants produce estrogen. I had to get rid of eggplants, plants, and then also yams. There were other foods. So all of that to say is that I had to become educated in my health, and I want you to do the same thing. Another thing that happened, I then needed help. I was, eating, and then I was still eating healthy, but I was eating larger portions. So, in full transparency, I did have the bariatric sleeve procedure. And over a 10-year period, it didn't happen overnight, but over a 10-year period, I released over 200 pounds. So get excited about that. I released the weight and I am so grateful. I still have about another 40 I want to go, but that is the wonderful journey that I am on now. So let me quickly go to those things that really, really helped me in my healthcare success before the burnout. Because if I had continued on that road, even though I had the surgery, I was going to burn out by not really taking care of myself and looking at the things that were really leading me to a place of burnout. And as a leader, we must lead by example. We have so much on us. We are making decisions about people's lives every single day. We must stop and make those decisions about our lives and our health. Every single day, think about you and put you first on your agenda. Okay, I want you to write the word success, S-U-C-C-E-S-S. I want you to write that vertically down your paper, and we're going to go right through these. So the first S in success is self-care. Whatever that means for you, okay? It can mean a walk in the park. I love long drives on the weekend. I love reading. You can't see my library behind me, but oh my goodness, I have books galore. I love reading. I love listening to books as well. But whatever that is for you, if it's taking a nap in the afternoon, if it's cuddling up with your loved ones, if it's talking, if it's writing letters, if it's journaling, whatever it means for you to self-care, please do it, okay? Self-care for leaders is not selfish. It is necessary. You must do it, the you. Update yourself on your numbers. Do you know how much you weigh? Do you know what your blood sugar levels are? Do you know what your A1C levels are? Do you know what your cholesterol is? You must know. Do you know your blood pressure? Please know your numbers because they are important. Not too long ago, maybe a few years, about 4 years ago, I was walking around thinking I had anxiety and I was always cold. I finally went to the doctor to say, what is going on? Because I went through the airport and I could barely walk through it. And I thought it was because there were so many people that I was just having a panic attack. I didn't understand what was really going on. And then I found out that my hemoglobin level was at a 4.5. That is very low. It's supposed to be between 12 and 13. So they didn't even understand how I was walking around. So I had to have a blood transfusion. Again, I had to put me on the list, but when I noticed those symptoms, I went to have it checked out. Okay. So I want you to do the same thing. And then that first C is for you to care for yourself. Cultivate authentic relationships to empower yourself before you do that for others. Get to know who you are, okay? Understand what it means to care for you. Understand what it means to care for you mentally. Understand what it means to care for you physically and spiritually, emotionally. You have to be intact. Care for you. We put so much care into others that we do not take the time to check in with ourselves. That's the second C, to check in and calendar yourself. We make appointments for everything. I have my phone over here and it is full of appointments for everything going on. But how many of you know that you have to put yourself on your own calendar and check in with you? Please do that. You are worth it. A leader's life matters too. And that E, be the example of what you want to see in a healthy person, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, in every way. Be that example. Okay. Sometimes you have to be that example. Do you know sometimes the power of suggestion is so real? There are times when I will put a banana, have my fruit on my desk, and team members will come in and my suite, and they will look and they'll say, you know, Lisa, that reminds me, I need to get some fruit. I will have my water bottle when I'm walking the halls and checking on my teams or what have you. And then they'll see me with my water. Then they'll say, you know what, Lisa, I haven't drank any water today. As a matter of fact, I haven't drank water in a couple of days. And I go, oh my, water is the most important drink you can have. It is the drink of choice for everyone. So please make sure you are the example that you want to see. And then that second S is to shift your perspective on what it means to care for you, on what it means to put you first. It is okay to put you first, to shift that focus, and you're not asking permission of anyone to do that. No, no, no. Hear me when I say this. You are not asking permission of anyone to put yourself first. So you're going to make that shift in the perspective of how you care about yourself, and you are actually going to make sure you make that shift and give people notice, but you're never asking for permission. And lastly, that last S is start today. Why not start today? Tomorrow is not promised. January 1st is already gone, but your January 1st can start right now, right here today. You do not have to delay it. I get excited about talking about this because what I want you to know is no is a complete sentence. No is all right. And you have permission to say it and to give people notice. But I want you to start today. Oh my goodness, our time has come to an end and I am just getting started. But listen, I hope you have found value in what I have said today and what others have said as well. If you want to get in touch with me, I can be reached on all social media platforms at Lisa Yvette Jones. I can also be reached at area code 248, and that's 1-248-397-5227. That's 1-248-397-5227. I can also be reached at Lisa Yvette Jones at gmail.com. Lisa Yvette, Yvette Jones at gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the summit. And it has been my plum pleasing pleasure to be with each and every one of you. Bye-bye.